The Killer is David Fincher's latest film, and it is based off of a graphic novel by Alexis Nolet, who went under the pen name Mats. This film stars Michael Fassbender as the killer. He has no name. And we immediately begin with narration. Now, I had to think about this for a while because I myself do not like narration unless it is used effectively. Oh my God, here we go. Why, David? Why, David? Why'd you do this to me?
Why you did this to me, Demi? Why?
But then you realize within the first few moments that he's actually talking to himself. So I can accept that. He's talking to the audience and explaining how he does his routine, but he's inner monologuing.
I find music a useful distraction. A focus tool. Keeps the inner voice from wandering.
But the narration goes on for so long, pretty much throughout the entire film, and it drives me crazy. But I accepted it. I had to think about it. I had to marinate on it for a moment. I accepted it. I feel like within the film, the narration, his voiceover, him talking to himself, also was driving him crazy. He's going crazy a little bit because he constantly reminds himself how he needs to do things.
Stick to the plan. Empathy, weakness, and vulnerability. This is what it takes if you want to succeed. Simple.
So throughout the whole film, he has these particular codes that he lives by. He has this routine that he follows. He's very precise. He goes through his objective and his mission and his job with precise precision. Or at least he thinks he does. So he makes mistakes just like how many people make mistakes. So overall, I really enjoyed this film. Even though the narration did bother me, I do enjoy how it was weaving into the story. I think it's very complex, and I think it illustrates Michael Fassbender's character perfectly. Even though it drives me crazy, like I said, I think he's going a little crazy himself. So hey, I'm inside of an assassin's head for an hour and a half, which it works. It's effective.
Hey. Stick to your plan. Stick to the plan. Fight only the battle you're paid to fight. Ask yourself, what's in it for me?
You know, he's like your average everyday person, except he just happens to be a hitman. You know, he eats breakfast at McDonald's. So I think the film also has this subtle illustration that he is one of the common men. It just so happens that his profession is something that most people don't do. But he's just like your average everyday person. He goes to Starbucks and drinks coffee while he's doing his job and everything. It could be a bit mundane and a little boring, but then when the action does hit, it hits hard. Like the fight sequences in this film are great. The chase sequences in this film are great. Like the action really hits hard and it's intense. And on top of that, the music in this film, the composers, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, mwah, chef's kiss, man. They deliver on the score in this film from the very opening credits. Like there's a scene in this film where Michael Fassbender is driving around and he's looking at different things and they play the score, and I'm just like, this scene alone, best moment in the film. The sound design in here is spectacular. Like you hear him putting his earbuds in his ear and they make this noise, or like when he's putting his gun together, you hear the little mechanics and how the sound design in this film is amazing. So I enjoyed the film, and I think it's a film that you definitely have to marinate on. You definitely I couldn't judge it off of face value. I had to watch it again. I had to sit on it for a few days and really think about it and put pieces together. And ultimately my conclusion is that I think it's a good film. I enjoyed the film. It's very exciting, even though it is a little slow. That's all I have to say.
The name's Bond. James Bond.